What up, everybody? It's your boy P2K Glenn back with another episode of the Shop Podcast, coming to you guys another Saturday. Another great show. Appreciate you guys coming by, everybody that's in the live chat, stopping by, showing love to the show. We always appreciate the support. Got another great show lined up for all you guys. A lot of great topics, a lot of great guests. So I'm gonna do what I do. I want to do what I do first, and let everybody go ahead and go around the panel so that they can go ahead and introduce themselves. So I do have a special guest. We want to go ahead and start with them. So go ahead and shout out yourself, Glenn.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy KoR X Kal-El, the last on the planet Xbox. You already know what it is.
All right, for sure, for sure. Appreciate you coming in, man. Sharing your time with us. Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
It's Super Bowl weekend, so I know people got plans. Really appreciate you guys coming through. So got some, some of the normal guys that I have on the panel, some of my great friends. Let's go ahead and start with my right-hand man, GKB.
What's up, guys? It's GKB. Gamers Knows Best. Can't wait to get into the show and talk some of this gaming.
All right, for sure. Then got another one of my good friends here, Predator. Go ahead and give yourself a shout out, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Predator. Make sure you guys follow my channel. I'm sure I get another plug here later on at the end of the show, but I just started my new channel here. It's called Xbox After Party, so make sure you guys follow me, and hopefully you guys enjoy the show today.
For sure. And we saved the best for last, obviously. What up, Live? How you doing, brother?
Oh, shit, I didn't know that was Predator, man. You fucking changed the shit on me. What's up, people? It's your boy Livewire. I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby.
Why you think I let your ass go last every week? Christ, man. Hey, what up, everybody, man? We here on this Saturday. Don't forget to, go hit the YouTube, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe the video. We hope you guys enjoy the show. Got some great topics. We did start a new tradition, so we're going to do this before we do anything else. I want to go ahead and go around the panel, ask everybody what they've been playing recently, whether it's been this week or, the past couple of days. So let's go ahead and start with our guest. Lynn, what you been playing, brother, recently?
Man, I've been playing a bunch of betas, bro. I just finished playing the Division. I was playing Ark prior to that, and I just got the Homefront beta, so I was playing that for a bit. I tried to pick up Elite Dangerous, but was confused about how to start it. So once I figure out how to play that game, I'm gonna get into that.
All right, for sure. What you been playing this week, Live?
What was I played a little bit of Unravel. Started that. Been playing a shit ton of Halo, man. Yo, check out my fucking gamer tag, Livewire Gamer. I was fucking wrecking shop this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I shot the dude. He tried to climb up on the ledge. I killed his ass, and then I punched him, that motherfucker, in the face just to send him a message. Don't bring your ass up here, bitch.
All right, everybody. So, what you been playing, Predator, man? What you been rocking out on?
I've still been playing Tomb Raider. I've really been doing more work on my channel than anything the last week or so, so I haven't really had a chance to get too much time on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. I did see you on that Tomb Raider today, though. You've been rocking out on it. Every time I jump on, usually in that Tomb Raider stuff.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done with it now.
Playing the main game or Expedition?
I did I haven't even done the Expedition. I played that Baba, whatever the fuck shit.
Oh, yeah, Baba Yaga. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. For sure. What you been rocking out on, Paul, this week?
Oh, man, I was playing a lot of betas, too. Played Division, playing Homefront, played a bunch of indies this week, played Unravel, played Level 22, played the Moon games. I've been playing a lot, man.
Nice. Man, you been dabbling everywhere, man. Jesus Christ.
Trying to get that 100K, brother.
Absolutely, that's right. Got to keep that shit going. So, me, myself, personally, I've been playing, what have I been playing? I played a little Halo 5, that's always like a staple. Been playing a lot of, actually, Black Ops 3 with my son. Me and him just been having fun playing together, running around. He's trying to teach me how to quickscope and shit, so I've been failing horribly, but you know how it goes, just rocking out, having fun. So that's kind of what I've been playing. So, and everybody, by the way, before we start getting to the normal topics, the main meat of the show, I just want to give a few shout-outs. Shout out to my boy Matt Asthmatic. I think he may have had to work today. I'm not quite sure, but if he's listening, he may pop in here a little bit later. But shout out Shout out to Tim Dog also too. Appreciate the love and support, Tim. You know that you've been like a brother to me.
Yeah.
Mooch also too. The Mooch has been like a brother to me also too. So my little broy, Elite Gamer also too. Shout out, I see you out there, boys. So everybody too, go in the comments. We are going to be doing the questions at the end of the show. We'll pick a couple to do at the end of the show, and we'll just answer those questions. So make sure you put those questions in the live chat. So let's get started with the topics that we want to talk about today. So the first thing I want to bring up is I don't know if you guys hear, but I know me and Predator were talking about it maybe an hour before the live show started, but I saw an article just today about Metacritic's publisher rankings. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with that. They do it. It's like an annual thing, and they take like the average score of the games these publishers put out, and then they give each publisher a ranking. And my God, if you guys, I don't know, GKB, I'm pretty sure you got the link. If you could just go ahead and like throw it in the chat or something to let everybody see it. But the rankings are horrendous. They're terrible. So they're worse than the video game award rankings or the nominees. Like you know how we were all up in arms about the VGA nominees and stuff. They're worse than that. First of all, Sega is number one. I don't know how Sega is number one, but I want to get you guys' opinions on those rankings. We got Sega number one. We have who's number two, Paul? I believe Telltale Games was two. Sony was three. EA was four, and then Activision was five. No Bethesda, no Ubisoft, no Microsoft, no any of that on the list. So I'm not exactly sure how you guys feel about that. But we'll go ahead.
Because when they
Kal-El, go ahead and start, brother.
You know what it is? It's clear when you look at it. They're counting everything that they do as a publisher. So you got to remember Vita, PlayStation 3. You know, you got to think about all the small games that they do. Sega has gone really big into the mobile market. You know, they got a lot of small titles that they've been pumping out, especially in Japan. You got to think about all the games that don't release over here in the States on the Western side. It's almost one-sided to a certain extent. If you look at the top consoles that they talk about, is the two Japanese consoles, really. I mean, two Japanese manufacturers, and PlayStation and Sega being in the top three. I remember when somebody did the ratings between PlayStation and the Xbox One, as far as all the games that were released, and did an average total of that, and they were like neck and neck. So if Microsoft was not in the top five and Ubisoft is not the top five when they've had a ton of Assassin's Creed that's been highly rated, Bethesda's not in there. Like it just goes to show you that they're not looking at retail games for consoles. They're looking at whatever this publisher has been putting out as a whole. You know, whether it's small handhelds, digital games, et cetera, et cetera.
It gets better. I wasn't finished. The reason why Bethesda and Microsoft were not in the rankings, their reason was because they're not considered large publishers, quote unquote. So I don't know what the hell a large publisher. You got the company that makes Fallout, that makes Skyrim. You got the company that makes Halo and Gears. How are they not considered large publishers?
Maybe they feel like they don't have enough first-party games.
I don't know, brother. I don't know about that.
I would love to see their criteria, because you got to think about. I mean, if Sony's in there and Microsoft isn't, you got to think about what they come out with this year on top of Minecraft.
I agree. I think what they did was they took whatever Sony has put out over the last 2 years exclusively, and just kind of added that up. And you look at what Sony had studio-wise, and that's how they came up with those numbers. If you think about PS3 and think about all the studios that Sony has, and that's how they came up with those numbers. It's BS, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get your opinion on that, Liv, Paul.
Yeah, I think it's complete BS. You can't take a bunch of games that a bunch of people publish, I mean, for 3DS, probably mediocre games at best, and say, hey, this is better than somebody else that's putting out, like, huge AAA, franchises. I just can't believe it, man. Honestly, I really don't even know what to say at this point.
Yeah. All right. So let's get your opinion on that, Predator.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's BS, man. It's like you have all these publishers, like, I had to think, like, what have they put out? Like, what has Sony, not Sony, but what has Sega put out this year for them to be number one? And, like, I don't know who that was that said it a minute ago, but you know, they're putting a lot of stuff out in Japan, but I guess maybe we're more biased because we're here in the States. And we're looking at what we see here. We're not really thinking about the trash that gets released in Japan. So, but for them to not even be included, it's just a travesty, man.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. So, what's your opinion on that, Live?
Man, it's basically the argument I've been fighting for since day one. It's quantity versus quality. And basically they're saying, well, if you have a larger quantity of games, therefore it's better. No matter how shitty they are, as far as like, you know, number one, Sony shouldn't be on that list for the simple fact that they released fucking Godzilla. Like somebody at that company should be shot. Like at least like Jamie Foxx should go and blow both their kneecaps out. Because who the fuck, Godzilla? Like how do you? It's just horrible, man.
And I can't even think of a Sega game that's been out recently. So
Look,
no, Aliens. They produced.
Okay, Aliens.
But that was last year, though. Actually, that was last year.
Look, they showing you the games right here. Best overall release was 3D Streets of Rage for the 3DS. They got an 89. Then they said the Metacritic user's favorite was 3D Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for 3DS. This is what they're counting. They're counting these small titles. It's a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage to Microsoft because they're not in the handheld market. And really, you know, if they really wanted to do that, then they should count. They should count the backwards compatible games if they want to try to pull that.
I mean, they're not counting. Microsoft has a ton of cell phone games. They could pull that bullshit and put that shit on there.
That's true.
They could count those too, but those things don't get rated. They only get user rated. They're not even acknowledged. Right. They're not even acknowledged, really. You know, that's the problem. So,
well, yeah, that's true because then Apple would have been on that list.
Yeah, Apple would have been on that list as well.
Apple iOS would have been on there too. So I mean, I just think that I don't know, man. My opinion on that whole situation. I just saw this today. I looked through the article a little bit. I didn't really dive into the article because when I first saw it and I clicked on it and I started reading down, I just was like, oh my goodness, like, are you serious? I mean, I know they're judging based off of like average scores of these games, but when you have so much of a larger pool, matter of fact, Nintendo's not even on the list, and they got the handheld. Like that's my whole point is that like it's completely skewed. Like Nintendo, I believe, if I read the article right, Nintendo was #1 last year, and they're not even in the top 5 this year. And they have some of the highest rated games this generation. You talk about Splatoon, you talk about the Mario games, you talk about Smash Bros. So it's just weird. I don't know what aggregate score they came up with to like average everything out because it doesn't make any sense, honestly.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but it seems like what is the point of even doing this shit if you're not going to include everything?
But listen to this.
Like, all right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just have to go down the list. They have Microsoft as a mid-sized publisher.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're #4 with the 78.6 average Metacritic score.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Mid-sized publisher, but you make Halo?
Mid-sized publisher, right. They got, here was crazy. They got Square in there. They got Take-Two in there. Bethesda's in there. Yeah, I don't even understand this mid-size. Like, how are they determining a large publisher and a mid-sized publisher?
It can't be revenue.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be quantity. It
has to be like how many they release in the year. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be quantity and how far spread the games are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that, because the shit is crazy. Like they have games, like they'll have 20 games, and maybe like 2 of them hit 1 million. Like 2 of them. The rest might not even crack 100,000. Like this shit is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. But they put the game out though. They put it out.
Yeah, that was a little choppy. When I saw it, I was just reading down. I was like, this is ridiculous. So how do you even you can't? I mean, are you basing this off number of employees? Like you can't even do that. Like I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like Microsoft is a gigantic, and it's not just a Microsoft thing. You don't have Bethesda, Ubisoft, Nintendo. Like, come on now, people. Like I know we're majority of us here are pro Xbox, but look at the entire picture. It doesn't even make sense. Like this isn't even about Microsoft. It's about the fact that this entire list is bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just BS. It's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys gone down this list though? The further I go down, the more stuff I'm discovering.
I had to stop looking at it.
Listen, the highest average Metacritic score among publishers. So basically, the highest average score for a publisher on the platform for PlayStation, the #1 studio is Zen Studios. Square Enix is number 2. Sony's own studio is number 3. They don't even have a higher rated. They don't even have the highest rated games on their own platform. For Microsoft, Bethesda is number 1. Microsoft Game Studios is number 2. Capcom's number 3. Square's number 4, and Curve Digital is number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
That's just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
And the crazy thing is that would have been the same thing if Microsoft made games for PlayStation. It would have been the same fucking order.
More than likely. Yeah, everybody. So I mean, let's. I don't. It just. That's we started that out with a bang, man. Started this podcast out with a bang. Definitely. I was thrown for a loop, and that was a curveball. But let's go ahead and move on from that. So the next topic I wanted to go ahead and go over is it's been really big. It's pretty much all but confirmed. So somebody, if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat, or one of you gentlemen here, let me know. We found out, Red Dead Redemption is making waves, man. It's possibly being going to be backwards compatible. It seems like it's all but confirmed by Rockstar that it's going to be backwards compatible. I know everybody on Twitter is going crazy. I'm seeing a ton of people are saying, oh, I have a picture of people downloading it or whatever the case may be. So I wanted to get you guys' opinion on, this possible Red Dead 2, or not Red Dead 2, but Red Dead Redemption being backwards compatible and coming to the Xbox One, and maybe how big is that going to jumpstart this whole backwards compatible thing? Are people going to talk about this? Because people were before kind of on Microsoft's ass about the lists and some of the games that people really wanted to see not being on those particular lists. So I wonder if the media is going to take that and make a big deal that we're possibly getting Red Dead Redemption, which is a game that I know has been pretty much at the top of that list since they put out the surveys asking anybody what games would they like. So I'm going to go around the panel, and we'll still go ahead and start with Livewire. What do you think about that Red Dead Redemption, brother?
That shit sounds hot, but will the media say this is a good thing? Fuck no. Fuck no. They're gonna put that shit up with Digital Foundry and try to fucking pixel count. And wait, is Red Dead on PC?
No.
No.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's the only saving grace for it. They can't put it up against PC because they will. Be like, let's see how it looks next to PC. Well, obviously it's not quality because Microsoft can't perform as well as PC. It shouldn't be ridiculous. But is it good for gamers? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anybody who loves Red Dead, I mean, especially people that haven't even played it, because there's still a lot of people that haven't. You would think because there's way more people that play GTA 5 than Red Dead. Mm-hmm. So, it's still a good thing. But will the media care or, say that this is a great thing? No. Not until PlayStation get it.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the guest. What do you think about Red Dead Redemption, man, being all but confirmed as far as backwards compatibility, man?
I think that might have confirmed Microsoft has a marketing deal for the next Red Dead.
Oh, that would be dope.
Nice.
That's what I think. There's no possible. Listen, Rockstar are one of the I won't say stingy, but they're really, really, really the type that'd be nah, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna make money off our own product, and trust me, there's gonna be a ton of people that go out and buy Red Dead. Even I'm thinking about buying Red Dead because my dumb ass, when I had a 360, was so mad at the ending, and I'm not gonna spoil it for those who didn't play. I traded the game and I didn't even finish it. I was upset. I was highly upset after playing that game. So, I probably pick it up too if it's at a decent price on the Xbox store, Xbox Store on Xbox.com. Pick it up and download it and play it. But I think that Rockstar allowing this game to be BC finally after all this time, after it took so long, and we finally get it. I think that kind of secures that Microsoft probably may have the marketing deal for it. And to me, and I said this on my show the other day, it makes sense because PlayStation had Grand Theft Auto 5 marketing deal. Microsoft needs this deal, in my opinion, from Rockstar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To really bolster their E3. If they go to E3 and they show, I don't want to bring up other topics, but if they show what we've been hearing about IP-wise, and then they turn around and they show Rockstar and they show Red Dead, the next Red Dead, that'd be huge.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That would be big.
Yeah.
That would cloud compute. They need to have Red Dead with some cloud compute.
Some cloud compute for physics. That would be amazing, man.
Oh yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Man, that's a lot of possibilities there too. We've always talked about this too, Lynn, that the whole backwards compatibility could be used as leverage with publishers. You know, these publishers have these games that are just sitting, not really doing anything on these old platforms, and you know, Microsoft, them come to the table like, hey, why not, you know, put out this old game, you know what I'm saying, allow it to be backwards compatible, you know, we can work something out as far as a deal, just use this leverage, you know, on Microsoft's side as, you know, a possible, you know, like deal point when they're at that table trying to come up with some type of idea. So
Right.
I'm hoping that's true. I mean, that would be dope if they did get like the marketing rights for Red Dead 2. I think that'd be huge. I think the internet would go crazy at E3 for that. So, all right, let's go ahead. Paul, what do you think about Red Dead possibly being backwards compatible or all but confirmed to be backwards compatible?
Oh man, it's huge. It's like one of the #1 requested backwards compat game. Had huge following. I think it's huge because if you're on a next gen console, the only way you can play this is on the Xbox One. You can't play it on PS4. You can't play it on PC. So I think that's a big point for them. I also think that, like Len was saying, that I think they do have a marketing deal, and with the backwards compat games, we kind of been seeing like teasing here and there. It's almost like Phil Spencer's T-shirts, you know, where they're kind of like hinting, hey, we possibly have this, possibly have that. So I think that's really huge. And as far as the media, I mean, I've already been reading a couple articles about the Red Dead, and you know, they have, oh, this is really cool, but you know, they're still behind in sales and yada yada yada. So, you know,
there's always sales. It's always about sales.
It's always sales.
So they have to fall back on.
Yeah, not on this goddamn show, that's for sure. All right, Predator, let's go ahead and get your opinion on Red Dead, brother.
Oh man, about fucking time, man. I mean, I see my biggest knock on them, Microsoft and their backwards compatibility games is like they're releasing shit nobody wants, and then every now and then they'll throw you a bone. But like this has been one of the most requested games. You know, I think this and maybe Skyrim are probably pretty much up there at the tops, and I think one of the Call of Duty as well.
Yeah, Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I know it's not really up to Microsoft; it's up to the publishers and developers, whatever. But I mean, I'm glad they got this to work out. I'm sure there'll be some Digital Foundry comparison videos, like always, you know. And I mean, I hope it works right and there's no complaints. But you know how the media is, man; it's going to get skewed the wrong way. But the fact that it's possible, you know, it's big for Microsoft. The fact that they're able to do this at all, so
definitely, man. I'm hyped for it. Did we get your opinion on this live already?
For
Red Dead.
Yeah, I was the first one, bro.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure, man.
But that shit would be dope, though.
I was actually looking through my purchase history to make sure I had it downloaded or not. I guess I didn't have it. I had it physical.
Yeah, I think I had a physical too. I regret buying a lot of physical games nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, back then, I mean, we didn't.
Well, we ain't had an option though.
I mean, you don't know the future. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Obviously, I just remember
they need a store.
I put 200 hours in a Skyrim thinking about when that thing becomes BC. I was so upset that I don't have it. Nor did I save the save cloud. I didn't save the save cloud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit is killing me right now with
crazy, like
Human Revolution, man.
Yeah.
They had it on sale a couple of months back, or like late last year, I think, and they had it in the store. I went ahead and bought it just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, fellas. Well, that was a great topic. I'm happy. I mean, my opinion on the whole thing is that, I mean, that's one, like you said, like Predator said, that's one of the most requested games, and it has been since they first started the whole survey thing and asking people, you know, what games you want to see possibly be backwards compatible. I'm happy. You know, hopefully it does mean some kind of deal between Rockstar and Microsoft. You know, I think that'd be great, you know, to get on stage, show off Red Dead Redemption 2 on E3, you know, at Microsoft stage. I think that'd be huge for Microsoft. So let's go ahead and move on. So our next topic, this game, it's not a full game yet, but they just hit their goal on Kickstarter, I believe. But I really want to talk about this Battalion 1944 game. I've been seeing some rumblings about it on Twitter a little bit. As everybody knows, I've been kind of away from Twitter for a little while, had some other things going on, but I still was peeping, you know, my timeline, checking things out, and I saw this come up, and I hadn't really heard of the game myself, but I did do some looking, and the game looks fantastic. I think it's a breath of fresh air for a lot of us that really hoped, you know, Treyarch would go back to like World at War before they announced Black Ops 3. Because I was really hoping it was World at War 2 before they announced it. Like I was really hoping it was World War II. So I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on. I know the game's going to be multi-platform. It's going to be on everything, which is fine with me. But do you guys think that this is a breath of fresh air? How do you guys feel about the game? Are you guys possibly going to play it when it comes out? So let's go ahead and get started with Predator on this one.
Oh man, me and you were talking earlier about this. You know, going back, you know, and doing some of the original stuff that we were getting from the Call of Duty franchise, and I'm glad that we're getting a World War II shooter again. Hopefully, it comes to Xbox. I know they met their goal recently. I'm sick of these futuristic, you know, shooters right now. I mean, I'm okay with Halo and stuff like that, but like as far as military shooters go, I guess they need to go back to the roots. And this game will probably sell pretty well if it comes out and it's, you know, it has the right, you know, people behind it. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm sure it's a couple of years away from being fully developed, but I mean, I'll keep my eye on it.
Definitely. All right. What do you think about this game, Paul?
I'm super excited, man. Like you, I'm a big COD fan. I think Advanced Warfare was like it for me as far as the whole sci-fi futuristic COD. Black Ops 3 is just not doing it for me. I'm really excited and about a World War II shooter. That's what I wanted with the next COD, but I don't think we're getting that, and I don't think we're going to get that in the next couple of CODs either. They're very dead set on the new movement system, so I think this is a breath of fresh air. The graphics look amazing. They're always talking about, too, like an authentic World War II experience. I'm not sure what they're talking about there, but I'm excited to learn about that. So, yeah, I think
I saw that. I saw the like a vid doc of them on YouTube, and I watched it, and it was like a little and they were really I love the fact that all of those guys seem genuinely passionate about what they're doing. They all seem really passionate about the game. They're all like gamers themselves. They tell you how they started, playing shooters, and I think they even brought up COD 2 as like the game that really did it for them. And I have been wanting to make a game like this. So let's go ahead and get Live's opinion. What do you think about this Battalion 1944?
I think it sounds good. I wish Call of Duty would do it, but it sounds really good. I mean, the reason why I say that is because each company, as far as like what they deal with a shooter, should they basically carve out a niche. Halo is super sci-fi, right? Then you have Titanfall, which really killed Call of Duty with their transition into what they're doing now, because they did it first and they did it better, So that's really what's hurting Call of Duty. It's almost like they don't really have their identity. So if Call of Duty actually did what Battalion's about to do, they would be better off. But if they beat them to the punch, then I don't know what the fuck Call of Duty's gonna do, because then it'll be like they might actually be doing it better than what Call of Duty did, and I don't know where Call of Duty can really go. I mean, other than being the name, and that shit is fading. It's not like it was. Yeah. I mean, shit, there's more people playing Halo right now.
That's a good point.
Like Halo is fucking, like, people are in that bitch. Like they are in that shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people that have Call of Duty that haven't touched it in a long fucking time.
That's a good point, Live, too, about like COD losing their identity, because I mean, it's really evident in Black Ops 3 where they have movements of Titanfall with the wall running. They have almost Destiny's like supers. So yeah, and then COD gameplay. So yeah, they really lost their way, and they need to go back to their roots.
They can't. They painted themselves in a corner. It's at the point of no return with COD. You can't give people jetpacks, then the next game say, okay, I'm gonna take them away. You can't do that. Like people are dead set on how fast the game is, the pace. The futuristic sliding and the super cyborgs and things like. You can't take that away and say, okay, let's give you another Modern Warfare 2 or something like that. People are gonna be pissed. All them little 12-year-olds can't quickscope no more. They're gonna be like, oh man, I can't jump off the building 30 feet and spin 12 times.
But the thing is, like, once Titanfall implements like customization to the level of what Halo's doing, like, that's the thing that people like that try to hate on Halo aren't really understanding right now. The level of customization in that game is fucking insane. And the shit is insane right now. And if Titanfall gets that shit, holy shit.
That was
like,
my biggest thing with Titanfall, man. It was no customization.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man,
like if you could just change, like if I could have one big ass arm on one side of my robot and a little one, just jab the fuck out of motherfucker and then hit him with a super punch. Oh my
god. He's a mess. Yeah, Titanfall did suffer from a few different things, and Titanfall actually could have used Call of Duty's like formula, and it probably would have did a lot better. I mean, the game sold well. We all know the game played well. Probably till this day, still some of the tightest FPS controls I've ever played. Some of the smoothest gameplay I ever played as far as the first-person shooter. So let's go ahead and get Kal-El's opinion on Battalion 1944.
All right. First of all, I know you guys might not agree with me, but I'm not a fan of military shooters. Mm-hmm. I'm just not. I don't like them. Not the campaigns. I'll play the multiplayer, but I can't play the campaigns. I find them boring and stuff like that. A World War II shooter, I feel like with so many World War II shooters that we've had over the history of gaming, you know, starting with the first Medal of Honor all the way down, and even before then they've had others like, you know, 16-bit versions and things like that. I feel like it's just another repetitive cycle of mostly the same stuff. It could be done differently without question.
You're roboting a little bit. You're roboting. Yeah, your mic's roboting.
You said what?
Your mic's roboting a little bit. I can't hear you that well.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me sure I don't have anything.
You sound good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that I don't have a problem with them trying to grow the World War II. I just feel like it's been done so much. I know that there's fans that are yearning to get back to that, and like you guys said with Call of Duty, you've already given people this futuristic speed appeal to the game. So going backwards would really be like going backwards, and you would have people that may feel some type of way about that. What they should have did was they should have had one of their studios continue the World War series, and one of their studios continue the Advanced series. That's how they should have put it that way, instead of having the Black Ops, which is semi-futuristic, Advanced Warfare, which is futuristic. Like you just killed off a whole franchise. So they have an opportunity to come in and present something special. But you know what I would have liked? I would have liked something that was along the lines of the Revolutionary War. You know, taking it even further back. You can even do something with the Civil War, or something where you had something where it was like the Native Americans versus the colonization of America. Something along those lines where it's a little bit more raw. You know, you're able to, if you're playing on the Native American side, you might be at a disadvantage or something like that, but you're able to still get guns and stuff like that. You have knives. There's a lot of melee combat in it where you're sneaking around and trying to get people. I think that would be something really, really cool to do. And the same thing with the Revolutionary War. You're just introducing certain things, or maybe even World War I instead of World War II. World War I, right? World War I was like really hardcore, you know, back then. So I think if they took that approach to things early on, when you're just going into the Industrial Revolution of using metal and steam and gunpowder, you know, those type of things, and you're really experimenting with different weapons and different bomb types, I think that would be really, really cool to use for another World War type game instead of going back to 2, because we've done 2 so much.
Yeah, definitely. Good point. A lot of good points, Sidman. I mean, my opinion of it, is that I think I'm really, really stout with the fact that Call of Duty has really painted themselves in the corner. He's dead set when he says they could have done. They have like 3 studios working on Call of Duty. Right. So it's not like they don't have the time and or the money or the resources to do it. They should have had one studio go one way, another studio do something different. Like you said, they ain't even finished. Ghost is still unfinished.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Ghost still had a cliffhanging ending. Sorry about if anybody in there hasn't played Ghost. I'm sorry, but the ending is still a cliffhanger. Are they going to be able to go back to Ghost at this point? Ghost, there was no jetpacks, none of that other stuff. It was like semi kind of futuristic. It was still more present day. What they should have done is they should have had the Advanced series, the World War series, and they should have had something to compete with Titanfall. That's what they should have had. They should have had their own type of mech game that could compete with Titanfall after losing the Respawn guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Titanfall is the only game that really has its own cornered market. Unless Microsoft comes out with Mech Assault, or some type of mech game,
they really have that whole market locked up. And every game that comes out that is mech induced or mech based will be compared to Titanfall from the future on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Good point. All right, everybody. That was a good topic, everybody. Don't forget to put your questions in the chat. Go to the channel, rate, comment, and subscribe, everybody. We're gonna answer those questions at the end of the show. Appreciate you guys rocking out with us. So let's go ahead and move on to another topic that we have here. All right. So next thing I want to talk about is I just found this out. Paul, you may want to go ahead and introduce this one. You have a little bit more information, and that's about the whole Bethesda situation. So I'll let you go ahead and introduce that.
Yeah. With the news of EA having their own fan event and keynote at this year's E3, Bethesda also came out and announced that they will have another press conference this year. It's on Sunday, June 12th, I think at 7 p.m. For Bethesda taking the time and money to have this press conference, they would almost have to have something big to show. My question for you guys is, what do you think that they could possibly show at this year's E3?
All right, so we'll go ahead and start with Predator on that one.
Oh man, you put me on the spot, huh? I learned about this in like 2 seconds, and now I got to figure out what they can come up with.
It's a shot in the dark, man.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Maybe. Oh man, maybe Skyrim. Maybe another Skyrim.
Another Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls, yeah. I mean something like. I don't know, man.
Well, that's kind of
to me too.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. If you've seen like their little picture that they had on Twitter, it was like a little arcade machine, and then all their franchises behind it, and then the number one was an Elder Scrolls guy. So I'm thinking their big thing would probably be an Elder Scrolls game since Fallout's already come out.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only thing I think that yeah, like I said, Fallout's already out. That's like the next thing everybody's asking for.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you think about that, Live? What do you think they could possibly show, man, at their show?
Well, the only thing that I will find surprising but much needed is the fact that they killed off NBA Live and brought back NBA Street.
Bethesda?
No, not Bethesda. I thought we were talking about EA.
No,
Damn,
we're talking
I'm fucking drinking, man. I'm slipping right there. Oh, with Bethesda. Yeah, Skyrim. What else would they bring out? I don't know. Other than Skyrim. They're gonna have Dishonored, but we already knew that.
Yeah, they showed that.
We already knew that, so that's not really a surprise. Man, what else? I don't know. Other than Skyrim, Skyrim is huge. So if they bring out a Skyrim 2, that's like, all right, you might need your own stage for that. But anything else, Dishonored was like so-so. Some people like it, some people don't. But most people that really, there's a lot of people that really fuck with, Skyrim like that.
Maybe it's a new IP. I'm looking at their website right now. Let's go down the list for everyone who's not familiar. But they have Fallout, obviously, is out now. Doom, Dishonored, Battlecry, Evil Within, Wolfenstein. Maybe it's something new.
Evil Within sequel would be cool too.
This is what they'll do.
I'm still playing that shit, man. I'm stuck in a damn house. I can't get out.
They're gonna turn around. They're going to announce Elder Scrolls, the next Elder Scrolls series, and what it'll focus on. I think that what they should focus on with the Elder Scrolls series, because every Elder Scrolls series focuses on a different region of the Elder Scrolls world. Mm-hmm. I would love for them to focus on the Argonians, which is like the lizard people, and you deal with the swamp and things like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or even the Khajiit, focus on them and their world. You already have the MMO out, but the MMO was not made by them. It was made by ZeniMax. Mm-hmm. So I think they do that. I think they announced Wolfenstein 2 because Wolfenstein ended on a cliffhanger at the end, and it was really, really good. They actually came out with a really good prequel to Wolfenstein 2. So
is it the Old Blood? I think
it's the Old Blood. Yes, the Old Blood was a prequel to it. So I could see them doing Wolfenstein 2. They'll talk about Dishonored, and I don't think they'll talk about Fallout. They may talk about Fallout mods. and what type of things they'll be doing mod wise throughout the course of the year and things like that, because those mods are supposed to be coming to the Xbox first as well. So there's a possibility they may bring that up and talk about the mods of the first couple of mods that'll be hitting Xbox, and then maybe announce when the mods will go to PlayStation and things like that. And then I think they'll announce a new IP.
Yeah, it's got to be something new.
Got to be something new. That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, if it's not another Skyrim, like you said, it could be another. As you can see, Kal-El's really big into the these Elder Scrolls games. So, but definitely, I mean, I think possibly, like you said, another Skyrim. That would shut the internet down. We probably wouldn't be able to log into Twitter if they announced Skyrim. But that I could see that. I could definitely see a new IP. I'm not exactly sure, but let's hope for the best here. I mean, I'm excited for whatever they show. Okay, so the next topic we have here too is I know GKB brought this also to my attention today about just the message Xbox has been sending as of lately. We all know, and I'm not really going to bring it up. This is not really a topic. Sony has been a little bit more aggressive as far as their marketing. They're doing some different things. They're pretty much I don't really want to classify it as this, but they kind of take a page out of the 360 playbook with custom consoles, a lot of third-party marketing, a lot of third-party deals, tons of commercials, different things like that was done during the Don Matcher year. I'm not saying that's exactly what they're doing, but very, very similar marketing. But we are seeing a little bit of push from Microsoft, and I know they've been a little lackluster in that particular area. A lot of us have kind of stated our disdain. At some points, I don't really rag on it too much because, hey, it's not my job. I don't get paid for it. I just play the fucking game. I don't really harp on that. But they have been a little bit more aggressive. We were just talking about them possibly getting that deal with Red Dead Redemption 2, whatever the case may be, and things like that, and us seeing marketing for those type of situations. So I want to ask you guys' opinion on have you guys noticed them ramping up, or can you guys see them ramping up this year in particular? And let's go ahead and get started with GKB.
Yeah, man. Everyone knows that we've been pretty hard on Microsoft and their marketing campaign. But with that new promo, I think they're turning things around. I mean, they're using statements like the only console with every top 10 best-selling console game and the biggest blockbusters of 2015. I mean, they're taking a stab at it, man, and that's good to see. We want them to, hey, we're still here, we're still in the fight as well. I'm pretty ecstatic about it.
Nice. What's your thoughts on that, Predator? You see him gearing up?
Oh yeah. I just talked about this on one of my podcasts this week. I was kind of disappointed with their marketing so far this year. I mean, they're already not really doing custom consoles anymore. So they got to start ramping up their marketing and advertising for some of their games coming out. So they dropped basically 2 videos this week. One was this kind of like last year's video, but right before the holidays hit, and they added just the Quantum Break stuff on there. And then they came up with the one that GKB was just talking about. It was a little bit extended version of it where they kind of highlighted all their games. I'm really looking to see them do more stuff with Quantum Break since it's coming out here pretty soon. I know we're going to go through this little lull period here in a couple of months where nothing's coming out, but they really do need to ramp up their marketing. I'm glad they actually got some videos out there recently, but hopefully they drop something during the Super Bowl since they're marketing. They have marketing rights with the NFL and stuff like that. So you would think that they would try and drop something then about Quantum Break. That'd be a perfect opportunity for them.
Yeah, that'd be great. You got millions and millions of people watching that Super Bowl, so that'd be awesome. Can't understate that NFL deal too. That's huge for Xbox and Microsoft. Let's get your opinion on that. See them ramping up at all, Livewire?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. It's needed, because basically they've been kind of quiet, and you can't expect people to buy your product if they don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, let's just be honest. Like most people, like I had a friend, and I was like, "Yo, dude, you gonna buy Quantum Break?" He was like, "What's that?" I said, "Oh." I said, "Oh shit." And can I be mad at him?
No.
Like he's not like on IGN or all these other sites looking for news. He's just like, if it shows up, he's like, oh, okay, cool. But if it's not on TV, like most people watch football, like most Americans watch football, or people that are in other countries they watch soccer. Like, where's the advertisement? I understand a lot of people watch YouTube, but we can't assume that everybody watches YouTube. Like I still have a lot of friends that don't even fucking watch YouTube at all. Like, they might go there for one particular thing, but they're not on it like every single day. They only look at it to watch cats and shit. You know what I mean? Like, so yes, the people that are on YouTube are younger, right? So that's why PlayStation has a bigger following, because they could use that strategy, but they're all younger. Microsoft's audience is a little bit older. Their average age for their gamers are in their 30s. So you have to put that shit on TV, because a lot of people just won't buy it. Like, I had another friend said, "Oh, I'm not gonna get Star Wars because I think it's only on PlayStation." I said,
I had a friend say that too.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's on Xbox too. He was like, well, I didn't see anything about it. I just always see it's on PlayStation. And majority of the conversation, like when you see multiplats, it's always on PlayStation. And there are a ton of people that don't buy exclusives at all because they don't even know they exist. That's why Sony doesn't sell their exclusives. They know their gamers don't know they exist because they don't promote them. I know, like, dudes like Zobi get up there and be like, yeah, y'all don't buy JRPGs and y'all don't buy. Well, Sony doesn't promote them, so how the fuck would they know? Like, really, how would they know? So, like, if Microsoft really wants to push, they have to do what they're doing now. And yes, this commercial is awesome, but it needs to be for the Super Bowl, and they need to also do a standalone Quantum Break commercial. Like, exactly. I like the collective. That's all well and good. That's probably best for the Super Bowl. But after that, Quantum Break needs its own specific commercial, because otherwise it gets convoluted. You can't. It's so many shit that you see that you're just like, okay, so there's a lot of games. Oh, I'll get Quantum Break on PlayStation.
And they have a prime opportunity too with that particular game, because it does come with there's a TV show being made. So it's a prime opportunity for them to get the game and the TV show. Those kind of go hand in hand. So I don't know when the TV show actually starts. I'm not sure if there's like a start date when they're gonna start airing it, or it's gonna go live.
I think it goes hand in hand. It's on the disc. It's on the disc. So, but they need to promote it with Littlefinger, like, because mad people watch Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yeah.
Whether they have HBO or not, they watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So Littlefinger is the biggest, actor on the show. Then it's what's his name? Iceman. I forget his name.
Shawn Ashmore.
Shawn Ashmore, yeah. And then it's the other guy from The Wire, the black guy. But they need to feature those people because they know they're quality actors, so they know that the actual content that they're providing is quality. They're not going to be watching a bullshit 20-minute fucking movie. Episode.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Go ahead.
Now check this out. Don't expect anything to change, and I'm gonna tell you why. Microsoft is not giving the Xbox division the same money that they had with the 360. When Don Matrick ran the 360, he had Ballmer in charge, right? These two guys were visionaries in taking over a market. They were aggressive. They were bullies. They were bullies in the game. This is not the same Microsoft. Red Ring of Death was something that really hurt the Xbox, and to this day, and I've said this a billion times, to this day, I believe it's the Red Ring of Death that hurt Xbox more than the Kinect did at the end of the generation, because of the simple fact that we kept having a rehash of IPs because they had no money to make more IPs. Everything it was a $3 billion disaster.
Yeah,
that Red Ring of Death was for them.
Yeah, and that's what Peter Moore said too. Peter Moore, he was head of Xbox at the time. That's exactly what he said.
It was a disaster for them, and somehow the reason why they were able to sustain themselves because they built a great console spec-wise and was able to have that third-party advantage, because that's what's going to really sell the console. The exclusives makes the game great, but if you have great third parties on there, which is what mostly everyone buys, then that's what kept the 360 relevant, especially later on in the life cycle. Now you turn around this generation. We've been hearing all this talk about how they want to sell the Xbox division. There's talks from freaking from old executives all the way up to what we've been reading from Microsoft themselves. And you hear about the board, they want to get rid of the Xbox division. And we keep saying no. We have the new CEO come and saying no, the Xbox is a big, important part to the Microsoft division. But the thing is, they're not going to give them that type of money. They're not. Because if they did, they probably would spin them off. So you have to look at it that they're doing a different approach. Don't expect a whole bunch of Megaton commercials. They will promote their biggest games as those games come up. You won't see them months in advance. You see them the month of or a few weeks before. That's how they're going to do it. You'll see them everywhere. You'll see them in movie theaters at the biggest movies. You'll see them on TV at the biggest shows. But they're not going to do it months before. That's not going to happen. The other thing is that they do a lot of stuff digitally because it's just a completely different generation. Everybody's online. People are cutting the cable cord. You have all these things from Hulu to The Walking Dead. They actually have a marketing deal with The Walking Dead. At the end of every single episode, or in between, they say brought to you by Microsoft or Xbox or whatever, and they run something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they have little things here and there in place. The problem is that they just don't have the appeal worldwide. And I get this all the time from people that listen to Tick. I have a guy that talks to me from Russia. He's like, listen, I love Xbox. A lot of us love Xbox. We don't get no news out here. Guys from Eastern Europe, we don't get no news out here. People in Australia, we don't get that much news. People aren't getting the marketing that they need in these, second tier, third tier countries. It's only us in the States, the UK, Brazil, South America, Canada. It's a lot of the larger markets, and the smaller markets aren't getting the attention. And they're just not going to put that type of money out there because the Xbox is not in the position it was in with the 360. It's outselling the 360. But will it continue to get to that point to where it hits 80 million? At some point, the 360 exploded. It just exploded and just shot all the way up to 80 million. And how long will this generation last?
It's not going to last as long as
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So who's to say this will ever get to 80 million at all? Or if it ever surpass the Xbox. So they're going to market smartly, and they're going to try to do their best to market using word of mouth and YouTube and digital spaces. And that's what I see them coming from the future. But just to finish up, the great thing about it, though, is that when I spoke to Aaron Greenberg about that commercial where he says, where it says they've had 10 of the top selling games on their platform, which includes their own exclusives, that is going to be a permanent commercial. That is going to be the greatest lineup in Xbox history commercial, and they will continue to add exclusives to that commercial every time they promote it.
That's great news.
Good. Glad
I saw that on Twitter there.
I was having a conversation with him. So that's why they added. That's why they wound up adding Quantum Break in there with Halo and Tomb Raider. You're going to wind up seeing Recore next, then Scalebound, and then whatever other games they have coming out. Each time they will add a new one in there.
Definitely.
I got a follow-up question for you guys, if you don't mind, Blam.
Yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to
do. Big shout out to Slappy Happy Gamer in there for reminding me. After this commercial come out, IGN, starts coming out and saying, "Hey, Microsoft's bragging about the marketing video."
So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but at the same point, they don't come out and say, "Hey, why is Sony bragging about these sales and this, that, and the other?" Like, I just think it's, a double standard there. What do you guys think?
It's always a double standard.
That's well, it's IGN, first of all.
You gotta look at who it's coming from too. So.
You want to know something though? That's just how it is when you number one. Yeah. I hate the Patriots, but I can't complain about them winning the division 12 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? So it's like any little thing that happens to them, I'm going to get on it. So that's just how it is. It's like you have PlayStation. They have the majority of the fans. They have the majority of the consoles on the market. They have the most market share at this point. Who are you, as a business, who are you going to sell your website to? Are you going to sell it to the smaller market, or are you going to sell it to the biggest market? And it is biased a little bit, but at the same time, they're about making money, man. They're a website. I think people tend to forget that. As a person who runs a website and makes no money, I get that. I absolutely understand that. You know, and that's just really the facts. When you're a website, you have to work with clicks. You know, and I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And it's partial biasness, and it's partial. Hey, these people, we get more views and more hits on these articles because it's just more of these people. So we're gonna market to these people.
Yeah, pretty much.
And in the process, we're gonna put this console down every once in a while because we know it's gonna bring more attention to the site, and people will gravitate more to the site as well.
I think we've kind of fell in that this generation. I mean, that's pretty much that's a staple. We've pretty much beat that to death. You know, I mean, we know there's definitely a bias, like you said. If you look at it from a business standpoint, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what else would you do if you're a website? You know, you're trying to get the clicks up. You're gonna go with the head horse in the race. It just makes the most sense for you financially. Makes most sense for you. Makes more sense when you're talking about just popularity and getting exposure, different things like that. So, I mean, that's not. I don't really think that's going anywhere. And I do think obviously there is a partial bias. You've seen it. We saw it all this generation. I don't know. I just think that, you know, Microsoft is being smart. They're doing what they have to do. They're playing the cards that they have. I don't really know what else anybody else wants them to do. Like, they can't really do much more than they're already doing, honestly. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the only thing they can do to improve is improve their marketing worldwide. That's the biggest problem they have right now. Just improve their marketing worldwide. They're doing everything right. They're creating IP, something that they didn't do last generation. They aren't investing in third parties. That's Sony doing all that. Sony's the ones that have Call of Duty and all that stuff like that. They're the ones getting those deals, and that's helped them. But guess what? The Xbox is no longer the broad console. You know what I'm saying? You look at Microsoft's diversity and what they're bringing to the table, they're becoming one of the most diverse consoles on the market. The only thing that they don't have is JRPGs.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's really because Japan doesn't support Xbox at all.
They don't support Xbox at all. So that's really the only thing that they're missing. So when people talk about diversity, if you mean Japanese RPGs, then you know,
you're not getting any of those.
You're not getting any of those.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But that's you know, the issue with that is, like, you know, Japanese are very proud. Like, if they have a company that makes what you make, they're gonna just support their company that makes that. Like, they're not gonna go out their way and support any other country other than Japan.
The Japanese hate Xbox, yo.
Well,
they do.
I mean, because when I lived in Japan for a short while, if I looked for Xbox, it wasn't on the show floor. Like, you could find a PlayStation going to like an AM/PM. An AM/PM is like 7-Eleven. Like, so you go to 7-Eleven, you just order your Slurpee, and you be like, oh shit, there's a PlayStation up there. Let me get a PlayStation. Like, it's just, you know, like, that's how it is. It's just PlayStation's everywhere, and Xbox will only be at large department stores, and they might have one on the floor, if at all. Like, you literally have to look for it.
You ever read that story from I can't remember, one of the early guys who worked on the original Xbox, and he talks about the history of Xbox in Japan. He said when they went to present Xbox to Japan, they told them they couldn't name their console Xbox because the word X in Japan meant death. Right? Yeah. Later,
there is no word in Japan that's X.
That's what I'm saying. Part of the alphabet. It wasn't. That's the thing. They said that. He said that they completely lied to him.
Hell yeah, they lied.
They just did not want the console in Japan. They were not. They said you can't make the console black. He said, well, the PlayStation is black. It was crazy. You'd be surprised at what these people tell you when they talk about the original Xbox and how it just never was something that appealed to the Japanese market. And it's the reason why I say all the time, if the next Xbox that they make, because every Xbox that we've had has been I don't want to say Americanized, but it's always been a big product. It's always been large. You know, the 360 wasn't that big, but it wasn't small either. If the next Xbox they come out with has all the power and sleekness of what a PlayStation may look like, and it has power, because to me they need power if they're gonna be putting PC games on PC. They need to have the power to compete with that, in my opinion. But if they do that, then that thing actually has a chance in Japan, because it's not big. And that's the thing. The Japanese just don't have a lot of space in their homes. They're very compact, and they need compact consoles. And I think if they built something like that, they have a chance to compete.
Even then, I mean, I don't know if a redesign would help Japan outside of Microsoft getting the exclusive like Pokemon game. I don't think it's gonna help. Like, I honestly think that there's no market for Microsoft over there at all. I mean, we've gone through 2 generations. I mean, if you remember, Kal-El, the 360 when it dropped had a lot of those Japanese. You talk about
it had a lot of them.
Odyssey, you had all, it had a lot of different, and they did actually sell. Those games actually sold pretty well for those kind of games, actually, if I remember. But it still did not help them in that territory at all. It still just tapered off.
It didn't, but they sold 10 times as much consoles on 360 than they did with the Xbox One.
They did.
That's a win. That's a win. Even if you don't sell 9 million, 5 million, 7 million total lifetime, because I think that's what PlayStation did lifetime in Japan was like 9 to 10 million.
Yeah.
They still sold 1, 2, 3 million. They're not even over 100,000.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, that PlayStation was struggling like financially. So if they know that their homeland company is struggling financially, and it's partially due to the fact that this American company took their large share, they're not going to push that shit above, because you know why? My cousin works there. You know why? Because my dad works there.
Well,
my
yeah,
sister,
of course.
So they're not, so it's going to be a fact like, all right, if I work in a department store and I'm the manager, yeah, I might put one Xbox out with Microsoft's buy, but I'm putting them shits right back after they leave. You know why? Because I'm supporting, Japan when I'm supporting Sony.
Japan are very they teach their families, to be all about the homeland. America is too diverse. We're a melting pot of cultures, races, and religions. We don't have any one dedication to America other than the actual American people born here, not people who come here to, survive or make something of themselves. Those people still love and represent their countries that they came from, but they can't make it there. So they come here. So they don't have a loyalty to America like the Japanese do, which is predominantly Japanese. So I get that factor behind it. I still believe that what Microsoft needs to do is make a studio in Japan. I don't know why they haven't done this yet, in my opinion. Make a studio in Japan and make your own damn Japanese games from your own Japanese developers, and make your consoles more sleek and more appealing because it's not just Japan. It's India, it's Spain, it's Germany. Like, you have to make your console appealing not just to America and the UK. You have to try to appeal to the entire world.
That's a good point too, man. Because when I've been overseas, like every time I'm in the military too, man. I go overseas all the time, and so when I go to these other countries and I see like American businesses over there, like McDonald's, you go to France, there's like a French McDonald's with French food. There's like Middle East, there's a McArab. Like they don't do that in Japan. They don't have like an Xbox division there. They don't cater their system to that community. There's like it's just the same shit that we get here in America. And there was once a time. Yeah, there was once a time where like American shit was cool. Like, you go any other country, they want American jeans, they want American, cigarettes. Like, it's not like that anymore.
We're just not looked at the same. We may still feel like, people here may still feel like American products are great, and they are. Don't get me wrong. I buy American all the time. I'm a patriot, my damn self. I was in the Air Force. But at the same time, you just have to recognize that the type of products that you put out, especially with the console, is just too Americanized. And you have to change that image if you want to appeal to the entire world to get a bigger share in that market. I love the Xbox. I love the way it's designed, and I get why they did it with the big fan. It makes perfect sense. But at the same time, you have to figure out a way to minimize that and do something better with your next console. And I hope this guy that they have in charge, the guy who makes the Surfaces and the Windows phones, damn it, what's his name? Spanish Latin guy. I can't remember his name, but I hope that,
I think I know you
know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I hope that the next console that he designs falls in line with that, or similar to like the Surface, which is very sleek and powerful.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said before, we've gone over this many times. There's a lot of things. We could sit up here literally and make a checklist of what we think they can do, what we think they should do, what would help. It depends on Xbox and Microsoft. I trust Phil. I trust his vision. You know, Sati has already said that they're completely behind that division, so it's not going anywhere. We'll just see. You know, the ball's in their court. We'll just see what they do. So let's get back to these motherfucking games, though. So topic here. This will probably be the final topic. Then we'll take some questions and then we'll end the show. Last topic I have here is about the Alan Wake, and that's about a possibility of either a remaster or then packaging that in possibly. You can go ahead and give more details on that too, Paul. About the you said I believe it was a survey Remedy had put out. Well,
I think it was a Microsoft survey they sent out.
Microsoft survey. Sorry.
Yeah, asking if there was interest in an Alan Wake remaster. It also went on to if the remastered version would entice players to purchase, Quantum Break. Now it's just a survey. Microsoft didn't confirm, that was happening. But I guess the question is, would it make sense to package it with Quantum Break, or do you guys think they've been working on a remaster this whole time?
Okay, let's go ahead and start with Predator on that.
One of my theories with this whole backwards compatibility thing is that, maybe they have the green light to make some of these games, but they know what they have coming out later on. And in this case, like Alan Wake, maybe they have something in the works with that, with Quantum Break already planned out, and maybe that's why we haven't seen it yet. Same with like the Call of Duties and stuff like that. So I'm getting Quantum Break anyway. I've already played Alan Wake, so I probably won't play it again. But if they're going to come out with a second version of Alan Wake, Alan Wake 2 or something like that, I'd obviously pick that up, especially if it's bundled with, the original Alan Wake. Even though I may not play it, it's nice to have in my library. And I asked this question a couple of months ago on one of the other podcasts, even though they're bundling these games with, like these old games with the new versions or stuff like that, how many of them are you actually playing? Did you guys play like Just Cause 2 when you got Just Cause 3? I mean, was this something you added to your library?
Well, if you're asking us in this in a vacuum, and most of the people we have interaction with on Twitter, the answer would probably be no, because we all still have back libraries and backlogs of games we still haven't finished that have come out 6 months ago, 5 months ago, let alone a game that's been that's come out 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. So most of us know, but that still doesn't change the fact that they can. This is obviously a great leverage, a great tool for them to use when they are discussing, and they can do some very creative things with backwards compatibility too. That Sony can't do, or that you can't do on PC. So some cool marketing things like throwing in, like you said, maybe throwing in Alan Wake 1 with Alan Wake 2, if at all possible, or throwing in Alan Wake 1 with Quantum Break possibly. Who knows what could come of that. It just gives them a lot of flexibility, which is, I think, really cool, because you can just do a lot of different things. So let's go ahead and get Live's opinion on the possibility, Alan Wake or Alan Wake Remaster possible, or bundle with Quantum Break.
Well, what I think is, if they're going to do a remaster, that would be awesome, because obviously it'll look better. If they're going to do a backwards compatible version, that would be great, as long as they make it accessible prior to the release of Quantum Break. So, and they should make that as a policy in the future, going forward. So if I pre-order the game, then I should automatically have access to the backward compatible version. So it gets me ready to play the next iteration of the game.
Yeah.
Even though the Alan Wake and Quantum Break are completely different, I still feel that they should do that, because it gets them adjusted to playing a Remedy game, so that when they actually get to play Quantum Break, they're like, okay, I'm ready. It just makes more sense. The same thing they did with Gears. The only reason why I understand why they did it after with Gears is because, one, you wouldn't want to put out, like, have people pre-order Gears Ultimate and play Gears 1 again. So then they literally have to go back and play Gears War up-res and, better, overall, like, remastered, but still, it's still Gears of War,
Yeah.
So in that case, it made sense. But in this case, I say going forward, any backwards compatible game that they're going to put within a title coming out needs to come out when you pre-order the game. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless because you're not going to play it once the new game's out. You're just not.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Good point. All right. So what do you think about that, Kal-El?
I think they'll just release it BC. I don't think they'll do a remaster. I don't think it's worth it. The resources aren't worth it. I think they are working on the next Alan Wake, and I think it will be announced as a Windows 10 Xbox One exclusive as well. I think Microsoft is doing the right thing with this BC thing, man. They have a great strategy with it. I'm not one for remasters. A lot of people feel like they like it, but but I do understand why people do it. In the meantime, while you might have half the studio working on a game and improving it, you can make some side money with this remaster. I just feel like you look at how many remasters came out. There's not a lot of remasters that's like Halo, like Gears, like an Uncharted 4, that's gone into full complete detail. A lot of these third-party remasters are just up-res, upgraded, frames and things like that. It's really not worth it in my opinion. But the backwards compatibility thing for Xbox, they struck gold with it. And they struck gold with it because nobody else is doing it the way they're doing it. Even Nintendo with their BC, they're still selling you these games. Sony's not really BC. You're just kind of like buying these remake games that you already own. I've seen people complain 1,000 times over about how they bought these same games on a PlayStation 3 and now they can't even play them. Even though they own the license on PS3, they have to turn around and buy the games again. So Microsoft has done a great job in that regard. The question now is, you get a lot of fans antsy about when is the next game going to come? When is Modern Warfare 2 gonna come? When is this game gonna come? I've been waiting for this game. People just have to be patient when it comes to that. I think Alan Wake, to me, will be great to do BC because so many people missed that game. It was such an underrated.
It came out with Red Dead Redemption. That's why.
A lot of people missed on that game, and I think that them bringing it back would be smart. Do it right around the time Alan Wake comes out. You played that. You can get to see the Easter egg that's in Alan Wake. Around Quantum Break, not Alan Wake. Those damn things rhyme. But you do that around Quantum Break, and there's a big Easter egg in Quantum Break for Alan Wake. So it doesn't make any sense to put an Easter egg of that caliber in Quantum Break for Alan Wake unless you're going to do Alan Wake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just makes sense that it's going to drop. And Microsoft's
Is Remedy big enough to be doing Alan Wake? I mean, they're pretty much done with Quantum Break. We know that, but
they're a big enough studio. Yeah, they're a big enough studio to do that. They actually were hiring. They had announced that they had hired like 15 new guys. You know what's crazy about the Quantum Break story? They've done a lot of like research on like the story. They've had 11 writers for Quantum Break.
Wow.
They wanted to get this story. I'm so hyped for this game. People have no clue how big this game is going to be. I really feel like it's going to be Microsoft's next Megaton franchise. It really does. And just for people who don't know, because I've done a lot of research on Quantum Break. Quantum Break is going to be 4 episodes. They're 22 minutes apiece. That's how it works. You're going to play a game. You're going to play the game, and then at some point, you're going to cross over. You play the villain. The villain gets the option to pick 3 choices, or 2 choices, one or the other, I'm not sure. But out of those choices, you're going to get a story. And based on the selection that you pick determines what happens in that story. And then it's up to the character that you're playing to either stop that sequence from happening, because the villain can see in the future. That's his power. His power is the ability to see in the future. And he's more powerful than Alan and his partner, because his partner also has time powers. So I wonder if you'll be able to switch between Alan and his partner as well. As well as, I remember Sam Lake saying that there would be dinosaurs in the game. So I wonder how far back you can travel in time. This is a lot of things in Quantum Break that's going to be really crazy. They've had the writer for Alan Wake is on this. Sam is on this. They hired 2 new people for this, and they have 7 people from Microsoft working on the writing just to make sure there's no loopholes in the story when it comes to time. There's always a lot of things that happen when it comes to time stories. There's always somebody missed something or something got messed up. So they wanted to get this right. This game is going to be a hit.
Man, you got me all hyped up over here. Jesus Christ. Yeah. You can't be doing that, bro. You got to warn us. Put it in the chat or something. All right, man. Jesus, man. I'm ready now, man. My body is ready over here. Jeez, man. Okay, man. All right, great. So, I think we should go ahead and get to taking some couple questions here. So when you guys just go ahead and put the questions in the chat. We're gonna grab a few out the chat, and we'll probably end the show after that. Let's see what we have here. Let me take a look. Yeah, he did just say dinosaurs, Bledsoe. So, he did just say that. Shout out Bledsoe in the chat. Okay, got a good question here from Slap Happy Gamer. What up, Slap Happy? Appreciate you coming out, first of all. He asked, will the division have any effect on sales with Quantum Break coming just a few weeks later, or would it be the other way around? So I'm going to go ahead and ask this to Paul. Or DK.
No, they're a few weeks apart, and they're completely two different games. I think what will happen is Division will come out. People are going to play hard on that game. And if you're excited about Quantum Break, you're probably going to take like a week off and go ahead and play Quantum Break, and then probably go back into the Division. Division's going to be one of those, in between, big title games, kind of like Destiny is. People will play for a while and then go play other games and then come back. I don't think it's going to affect it at all.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else on the panel want to answer that?
I would say Quantum Break was my must-buy. Division is a pleasant surprise.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna play the shit out of the Division, take a break with Quantum Break, then go back to the Division.
I think that's what most people are gonna do. I think that's what.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's the life move right there.
Yeah.
I think Quantum Break will overshadow the Division. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we've been waiting for this game since they introduced the Xbox.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
The amount of hype for this game. This game is so hyped. The PlayStation fans are like, I can't wait to play Quantum Break. That's how crazy that is. So, and it's not to say the Division's not a great game. I love the Division. I'm definitely picking up. But you're gonna have people that's gonna choose. And let's just get one thing straight. Quantum Break is not Tomb Raider, and the Division is not Fallout. So, this game, both games are gonna sell. But Quantum Break being exclusive, this might be Microsoft's fastest selling exclusive when it launches. I think people will pick up the Division because there's been some people that's like, it was boring to me. I didn't get the appeal. Then you got some people that's really hyped for it, like myself and the guys in here. But I think Quantum Break is going to do very, very well. Division will sell very, very well as well. But Quantum Break is going to be that game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good point. All right, so let's just see here. Let's see if we can take another question. You guys give us some more questions here. I know you guys been battling hard in that damn chat, going hard.
Been going off.
Yeah, man, been going off like crazy in that chat.
You guys think we'll see a custom console for Quantum Break?
Custom console for Quantum Break? I hope so. That would be dope. I mean, I know Live, funny because I know Live had like tweeted about this, like, I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I know he was talking about it. He was that you, Live, to put up a picture of Quantum Break and like how the console, what part of the logo they should use. I know you were talking about.
I was talking about. I think it was Jamie.
Okay, Jamie. Shout out Jamie Moran too if you're listening too. He put up a picture of kind of like a little mock-up, just saying like showing like how we're looking at it. It was dope. But I think they should do it. I think the game's going to be amazing. I mean, just from stuff we're hearing from Lynn, I don't know how true any of that is, but this is my good friend, so I'm gonna take his word for it. But I'm hyped for it, and I think it would be great if they did. I could because when Microsoft does decide to do custom consoles, they're usually pretty goddamn good. Like they're not usually just like a sticker on a different color console. They're usually pretty. They have like sound effects and different designs, and like the Halo console, and it's really different. You know what I'm saying?
They should make it kind of look like, I guess, the core of whatever that the time machine is, and have that bitch light up. That shit would be hot. Every time your Xbox lights up and like turns on, all the lights just fucking go crazy and shit.
That's one thing. That's one thing I'll say about Microsoft that I think they need to do more of. They need to invest more in these custom consoles.
I agree.
And that is the one thing I say that out of everything, if they can't control anything else outside of marketing, they need to invest in custom consoles. I think if they would have did an Orange Sunset Overdrive, that would have sold so crazy.
Listen, I've been saying that forever. I'm still wondering why they don't have a Minecraft custom console.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
There should be so many different colored consoles on the market. And when you go into a GameStop, it should like a rainbow in the Xbox section.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's what they should have. All the exclusives that they have, like that Forza Blue with the rev up when you turn it on, that was fine. That was slick.
Yeah, it was slick.
That was slick. You know what I'm saying? So you do Quantum Break, like he said. When you turn it on, maybe it lights up on some Alienware type stuff. That would be sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to show us like a time machine or something. That'd be pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, they go hardcore. They just don't do it often. That's the problem.
I swear to you,
far and in between.
If they don't do a Gears red and black Xbox with a chainsaw rev up,
hell yeah,
I would be so mad, son.
Yeah.
That would be so sick. That's something that they need to really start looking into and investigating, because I think those consoles will move units out of wazoo.
Yeah, they got to do it like at least, I say about 500,000 of Gears, at least.
Yeah.
Regardless. You know what? I already feel like Gears is the head franchise for Microsoft now.
Hell
That's
yeah.
how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Honestly.
Yo, remember when, all right, we were playing the Division. My boy just started playing Gears, and he is a nut. A Gears nut. Like, he fucking tries to get me to play that game any time and every time, he's home and available to play. And the shit is crazy. Like, he just had no clue. And he had 360. I don't know how the fuck he missed it. But, like, he's on it, and he's like, yo, this is the greatest game. I don't know how I fucking missed it, but this shit is dope.
You know what I like to see from Microsoft? I like to see them do more with the Elite controller and make an Elite series. Yeah. An Elite headset.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like an Elite headset, an Elite controller, little things like that where it's like you got something on the same level as, because you already have something on the same level as Scuff. Why not something on the same level as Turtle Beach and Astro? Coming from your own company. That would be so fire.
You know what would be dope if they make an Elite headset where they put the record and the picture taking button on the actual headset. That would be dope for people who don't want the chat pad.
Yeah.
That'd be neat. They could do it. They could do a lot of different things. Let's just hope they take, a tenth of that stuff you guys are talking about and actually implement. So definitely see. Looks like I got another question here from Bledsoe. Shout out to Bledsoe. And this will probably be the final question of the night. Says he asked, think we'll get a new Undead Labs game announced this year.
Man, I hope so.
I'm gonna ask Kal-El about that.
When I was at PAX East, I got a chance to sit down with the developers over at Undead, and I got to chatting with them because one of the games I want them to bring over is that what is it called? I think it's called Moon. It's an iOS game, and it's like Pokemon. And I thought that's something that Microsoft really could use, like this Pokemon type game. But we all know about Class 4. Class 4 is the zombie MMO based on State of Decay that they've been talking about since 360, since like 2011. I've been hearing about this thing. So I would not be surprised if they announced Class 4 this year at E3. Microsoft has 3 conferences this year. And I said this on Tick. I think if they do this the right way, they could really run the game crazy when it comes to their conferences. You have the February 25th event coming up, which they have not announced yet, but it is real. The Windows 10 Xbox One event. At this event, you'll see any game that's probably PC and Xbox One. So guess what you'll probably see there? ReCore. The one game everybody's been trying to see, we'll probably see ReCore there. They'll probably talk about games like Gigantic, Fable Legends, as well as a few other smaller titles, and maybe they might have a surprise, a new IP there. Then you have E3. E3 will show nothing but what we've seen or haven't seen, like Halo Wars gameplay, a few others, and a few surprises, and then Gamescom will be the future of Xbox 2017, a few surprises here and there. I think that would be really smart. Class 4 could probably be at Gamescom, and I can see it going to Gamescom because that is something that may likely will come out in 2017.
Okay, good point. Anybody else want to throw their hat in that ring as far as a new Undead Labs game, possibly?
I don't know about a new one. The ones that Kal-El was saying is fantastic. But I would like another State of the K and actually have co-op in it this time. I think a 4-player co-op would be amazing.
Class 4. Yeah, that would be class 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Looks like we're out of time here, everybody. Want to appreciate you guys rocking out with us, man. It was a great show. I appreciate you, especially Lynn, for taking your time out. You know, your Saturday
problem,
evening, man. Glad to have you on always, brother. Always. We've been talking for a while, man, and I know scheduling and shit ain't really worked out, but finally got you on here, man. I had a ball. Hope you had a ball too.
Man. Yeah,
all you guys in here rocking out with us. My guess, I'm gonna go ahead and let each one. Let you go ahead and get your shameless plug before we end the podcast. So go ahead, GKB.
Oh, hey guys, I'm GKB, Gamers Knows Best. Also, shout out to Desert She-Wolf. She's part of the Gamers Knows Best crew there. After the show, we're probably going to stream some Homefront. And then we got the Monday Console Corner podcast. So come on and check us out.
Nice.
For sure. Predator.
I already gave my shameless plug, but I guess I'll do another one real quick. Make sure you guys check out my podcast. I'm a new up-and-coming YouTuber. Called the Xbox After Party. I do random podcasts, so I mean, just check me on Twitter and you'll get a link or whatever whenever I drop a new podcast.
Pray, let me ask you a question. What is the Xbox After Party? Like, what is the theme for that?
It's basically I try to gather all the information through the week that I kind of scrounge through Twitter and stuff like that because I'm a working man. You know, I got like 2 jobs and shit, so I can't sit here and go through Twitter and all these other feeds like everybody else can throughout the day. I still get a chance to. I work from home, so I still kind of this guy that gather information sometimes. And then at the end of the day, I like to put everything together and stream a podcast and just kind of talk about what's been going on. That's why it's called the After Party. So I get everything together afterwards and just talk about it and give everybody at least one source to kind of come to for everything that's happened throughout the day instead of having them go through countless threads of Twitter feeds and Reddit. Stuff like that.
Right. For sure. All right, Live.
Yeah, what's going on, people? It's your boy Livewire. And since it's February, aka Black History Month, I wanted to talk about Philip Emeagwali, a Nigerian engineer, mathematician, computer scientist, who also happened to be one of the forefathers who invented the internet. All right? Nice. So, I'm out.
Oh man, I'm not used to that shit. I'm used to
that caught me on guard.
That's hey, fuck them motherfucking ponies.
There we go. That's more like it, man. I feel I can finish the rest of my day now. Man. All right, Lynn, go ahead, brother.
Hey man, listen, I appreciate coming on the show. I really do. I love being able to interact with other Xbox podcasts and podcasts in general. Obviously, I'm going to be reaching out to you guys to get you guys to come on Tech as well and chat with the crew. We have Ryan McCaffrey coming on Tick Podcast February 20th. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, you need to check him, but it ain't going to be that kind of party. I will go ahead and bring up a few things and address a few issues when it comes to Podcasts Unlocked and Xbox fans. At the same time, understand that we are professional or try to be a professional podcast, and that's how it has to be. This is a business. This is a business thing, man. You guys do understand business, don't you?
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
What I mean? You know what I mean? I'm trying to make my connects, man. I'm trying to make my connects. So we'll have Ryan on. And after that, around GDC, we'll have the developers, Flying Mollusk, on the show. They're making a game called Nevermind. It's a horror game coming out for Xbox One, and it uses the Kinect to rate your heartbeat, and that determines how they make the horror happen in the game.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So you know,
for that. That's for sure.
That's gonna be crazy. We just booked that. That would be around March 31st. I don't have a time for that yet. As well as we'll have Remedy on the show sometime in April. I'm working on things with Adam Isgreen to get him on the show to talk about a few things. I've already spoken with Ken Lobb. He'll be back. I'm spoken with Craig Duncan from Rare. He'll be on the show to talk about CFD sometime this year as well. So we got a few things. We got a few things lined up and locked up that we're working on, and we'll keep you posted on TIC Podcast. So definitely head over there, check it out, see what we got lined up. and I appreciate coming to the show. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, right after you get done talking with them, you can give them my link too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nah, for sure. But I appreciate it, Lynn. Yeah, I appreciate everybody hanging out. We out of here, everybody. Appreciate you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. Super Bowl tomorrow. For us Americans, everybody be safe. Drink responsibly. No drinking and driving like live drunk ass. But
hold up. I'm not driving. I'm at home. I'm not going nowhere.
I'm fucking with you, live. All right, everybody.
Now riding a bike, that'd be different.
Silly ass, man. Y'all be good, man. We'll take it easy for the rest of the weekend. Enjoy yourself. We out of here.
See ya.